All right, that seems to have fixed the problem. Maybe. I appreciate everyone's patience as I try to make this work. I don't understand what's going on. But I can see that things are behaving over on YouTube finally. And then over here on Twitch. Okay, good. Hunting Rangers 123 confirms we're back. And Coda Kitten 333. Hey and hello. So, oh my gosh, I'm sorry everyone. I don't know what the hey is going on. I specifically set everything up what I thought was correct. But no, YouTube just wants to be difficult, and Restream was not working with me. This is not me giving into a beer. This is a Diet Pepsi. But what can I say? You've been away for 2 weeks. Something's bound to go wrong. And oddly enough, I just offered to help Lightning Bliss if she ever wanted to set up her own streaming with everything I know, which is apparently not that much, as we've demonstrated. Now, okay, so now I get to say hello to everyone, including some folks who were in the old chat but regrettably couldn't stick around. But first, I need to give out a special shout out to Fire Tiger 1986, who tipped me $50. Thank you, Fire Tiger. But you were witnessing an inauspicious start. But we're going to try and do better from here. I've also got some following from the past 2 weeks. 19 Darkness 89, Derbster 69, Parnando, and M. Lanely 1997. Thank you all for following. I greatly appreciate it. Also, thank you and welcome to M. Lanely 1997 over in the Twitchy chat. Cherry Fluff Belly, congratulations on graduating from junior of high school. So you're going to get to be in the senior year. Believe me, I recall that being just an interesting feeling. You wait to get there and then you're like, what next? That could be a good way. Also, hello to Seth Moss and Carlblade 1124. Uh-oh. Calblade, you're feeling in a very lost place due to a mother. Oh. Oh, Cal, I'm so sorry. Mom passing away. Here's the biggest thing about dealing with the loss of a loved one. Whatever you're feeling right now is okay. If you're tired, it's okay. If you're sad, it's okay. If you're angry, it's okay. We all respond to loss and sadness in different ways, and you need to give yourself time to acknowledge and accept these feelings. And you know what? It's also okay if you feel like there's nothing. I remember when I lost a family member, it was like an emotional circuit had gone out in my brain. I didn't feel much of anything. I was just in a haze. And that too is part of grieving. Oh, pardon me. So I know it likely feels very lonely, but there are people working with this with you and cheering for you, including myself. I'm so sorry for your loss. And welcome to Hawkfires as well. Thank you for having me back. And over on the YouTube side, we have Inquisitor 751, Peppermint Presents, Pokemon Fire Eevee, Magical Dude, Brian Luna, Nexus Galaxy, Ruby, Amateur Tactician, and The Miner, Jason Potter, and Sweetie Bloom. Okay, you can't hear anything. I could hear. I'm hoping you all can hear me. Because that's going to be awkward if it's just this picture and I'm streaming. But then you all provide comments, so at least I know the channel's not frozen. Thank you for that. Oh, there you go. Sweetie Bloom can hear me. Oh, and I got a voice of reason in the chat, along with a Mad Munchkin. Or at least I saw Maddie on the stream just before it wouldn't work. And let's see here. I know that Preston Cox and Enderpup could not join us this evening. No worries. I wish you both a good time. One had movie night. One was doing stuff in anticipation of Father's Day. Just perfect. Evangelion 007, you're not late. You're right on time. Hello, Night of the Living Cookies 10. And Battleship Agincourt. I'm sorry you feel so sad about the TF2, but I promise those folks are creative. they'll find a way to keep producing entertainment. And who knows what my future with that will be, if any. It's all up in the air. Let's see here. I see Elizabeth Snowbell and Champ to Stay. Streak Arioso. Rocket Raider. Komodo Steel and Jude 3300. Golden Fox. Hey, always good to see you. And yes, Golden, I am reading off the people. Y'all took the time to come and see me. I want to let you know I appreciate it. It's just a little thing I do before we begin. In earnest. And hello again, Dremenor Naldoran. And Khalid Hussein. Good to see you. I think that got just about everybody. Oh, including Nikki W. and Iris P95. Apologies for the cough. I'm still on the tail end of what was confirmed to be a sinus infection. I've had 2 COVID tests, one at home and one at an urgent care, and they both confirmed that it is just a sinus infection. Thank goodness. Because, boy, I can tell you, my family and I have been running what I like to call the marathon of kindness, and it's exhausting. My uncle-in-law was married to my aunt, but my aunt sadly passed away. He's been a widower. He and his wife fiance came out to see us, and we were happy to receive them until we learned that they both had COVID. And so while my parents had to fly out last weekend and I provided transportation to and from the airport, we had to basically have my uncle-in-law and his fiance in quarantine in our home. Oh, this might get to be a frustration. So, and then getting everyone to the right place, keeping quarantine going. My parents were looking in on my godparents, who my godmother had a little hip surgery. It's been a bit cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and it's been pretty active. And I don't mind saying I'm plumb tuckered, but I've missed doing this, and I've also been somewhat frustrated that I haven't been able to get a new video out. So tonight, I'm going to work on that. I'm going to see what I can do to make that a little bit more of a reality. Egads, Fire Tiger 1986. Had a bad day, and I'm sorry for that. Giving money is what you do instead of alcohol. Well, you know what? I think that's fantastic. Just don't bankrupt yourself. That's my only concern. Don't give more than is reasonable. So, Emlamy, you're doing okay here? Oh, you were at work from 3 this morning till 4 o'clock this afternoon. Fire Tiger, if you want to go to bed, the stream will be recorded. We'll be here. Don't sacrifice sleep on my account. Alrighty. And we also have an MLP Unplug. I don't recall seeing that screen name, so welcome. Let's see here. Let's get a little music going because I don't want to be too quiet in all this. Let me know if the music, if you don't hear the music or if the music is too loud, all that good stuff. But let's start assembling the components. First up, Buckball Stadium. That won't do. Guess I'll just have to grab the whole shebang-a-bang. There we go. And then an image to guide my way. All right, good. Fire Tiger, you're getting some time off for the next 3 days. Good. Rest up. Take care. Let's see here. Khalid, how was Hooves line at Windy City? No, sweetie. She's doing it again. She's doing that thing again. I gotta say, Hooves line was the ultimate practice in adaptation, because poor Saber Spark, he caught COVID at MomoCon, and so he couldn't be there. We were celebrating him in spirit being there, but he was at home recovering, and I heard his voice in phone call. It was really a tough time. So, wishing nothing but speedy recovery for Saber. So, Jack Blade Fitness and Paleo Steno really stepped up, even going well outside their comfort zone. Tell you how true, whenever we do the musical sections of Hooves Line, Irish Drinking Song or Hoedown, I'm terrified. I'm not a singer. I'm not musically inclined. I can't keep a rhythm for anything. So, the fact that they were both willing to stand up and do that, move beyond their comfort zones, I salute that courage and that adaptability. And they did a great job. I think it was a very fun time, and I'm proud to have been a part of it. I'm not proud to have this cough. I will say, though, I especially felt bad for Jax. You ever have one of those moments where you're trying to say something, but for some reason you get tongue-tied and it all turns to mush in your mouth? Right as we were doing Irish Drinking Song, I had one of those moments, and poor Jax just looked at me and said, I have no idea what you just said. And he was right. Even I was like, wow, did my mouth just make those sound noises? So, Jax, if you should be seeing this clip for any reason, no, I'm sorry I threw you that curve. My mouth betrayed me, and I have nothing but respect for what you did during that time. So, thank you for being a part of that. Oh, but you all should have seen when someone asked Jax Blade to pantomime the day of a superhero. He was running all over stage, doing cartwheels, flips. The man has amazing physicality. I am just floored when I watch him. And part of me was like, well, should I go in? Should I try and be the supervillain? Race was providing the sound effects for this pantomime. So, and one of the tenets of improv comedy, though, is humility. You need to be willing to stay out of things. So I chose to stay down, stay quiet. And as a result, well, I think Jax did marvelous on his own. Let's see here. I need a new layer. Solid dot. Oh, we're going black as a color. Let's move that below. So, but there was a lot of fun. I actually did an okay at the hoedown part. It was just Race and myself, so now suddenly we are each going twice, and it's hard enough coming up with stuff on just Gojalion. Thank you, Gojalion. I appreciate it. Oops. Did it again. I always mute and then forget to unmute. Thank you, Rocket Raider, for letting me know about the music. So, where was I? Yes, great times and mad respect for all the folks all that they did. And Race, as good as he is at Hooves Line, I'm going to say that his strongest moment was not at Hooves Line, but rather the Guest of Honor script reading, where Vivid Syntax made a whole new script and couldn't even be there to see it executed. So I hope we did him proud. Vivid, you did great with that script. I so appreciate allowing me to even give a reference to continuity. There you go. Boom. I just need a dot of this. But Nicole Oliver asked Race to mimic, as we were reading these lines of all these superheroes doing, well, superhero fighting and running around, she asked Race to be the physicality behind it. And he hopped to right away and was fearless in doing so. I could only serve as a magnifying glass or pole stand for him to ricochet off of, but he did well. Okay, Flame Tiger, music's a little loud. Okay. Better, I hope? But anyway, so the fun thing about those panels is just getting to see what happens, what creates. Even when I'm hosting my own panel, I don't know how things are going to go. That's part of the fun. Okay, I don't think we'll need... Oops. We won't need this anymore. Oh, man. Okay. So, sooner or later... Well, I appreciate everyone. Music fighting my voice, but honestly, if my voice keeps coughing, I'm tired of fighting it. Now, let's see if I can make this work. I will say, of all things... How do I put the... After Effects is my weakest. It's the thing I know the least. Let's see here. If I remember right, it's Particle Playground I want. I'm going to put this on a null object. And let's see here. Particle Playground, cannon. What sinks ships? Cannon. Gravity, particle layer grid. But where's the particle... Where's the particle... what am I even trying to say? I'm looking for the particle properties. Pardon me one second, I just need to consult my off-screen guide, which I appear to have hidden. Here we are. Particle replicator, is that difference? One second here. Let's see, CC Particle World. I think I'm in the wrong effect. We don't take kindly to you Particle Playground types around, yeah? We're strictly Particle World. Birth rate, longevity, producer. Ah, here we are, particle. Particle type. Let's see here. Faded sphere, bubble, polygon, blah, 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 blah. Oh, I heard a message from Zakofi. And I will know who that someone is short with. Gaming Boy 100, what am I editing? I'm trying to put together a crowd who will celebrate Common Ground. They will be the background. But first, I have to actually make sure I know what the heck I'm doing, which I will say is never given. All right, so if I say texture, texture square, lens converts, tetrahedron. Well, let's try texture square. Texture layer. We're gonna change this to rename. A dot. I did not say open it up. See, this is where I'm probably highly embarrassing myself, for I know not what I do. Grids and guides. Grid size. Well, let's get that grid a little bit bigger, shall we? And we'll move it down to, whoops. Barker World, let's see here. Position. We move it down on the Y. Oh, that's just the producer. Grid position. See, mostly I'm just getting to play with this. All right, Mr. Producer. I want you right here and a little bit over this way. Now, and let's see if we can't zoom in on this. Alright, well right now it's fitting the whole thing, but I need to zoom in to 200%. Alright. Birth size is 1. Death size is 1. Because I don't want these to actually go. By the way, can I just say that is a terrible terminology? Makes it sound very morbid. Origin constant. Now, let's see here. Particle type, texture square dot. Scatter. Let's really scatter this up. I'm not even sure anything's happening yet. Wow. This is what you're all in for. Watch Silver-Quill flail around trying to be smart about this. Okay. The producer is there. Particle type, physics. Velocity, animation, explosive, twirly, vortex, fire, fractal omni. So far, I'm not seeing a whole lot of anything happening. Particle world, what? Perhaps it's the fact that I have been doing this on a null object and it should be like a solid. Let's try this. Layer, new solid. We'll make this red. And we will call this particles. And we shall paste. My effects. Could not read particle world setting. That's fine. I'm okay with starting over. As long as something happens. Okay, particle world. Let's go with the producer position. Well, now it's not even showing me anything. Good lord. Ah, yes. Let's get things going first. Physics. Why am I not seeing anything? Red on what? Red on solid. It's just pure silver. Oh, hey, Torterra1324. Good to see you. Producer. Let's see here. Where are you at, producer? I can't help but feel Particle World is not living up to what it promised. Birth rates. I mean, I'm not going crazy here. I should see some sort of particles flying at this point. Particle. Ah. Does it set on textured square? Dot. Masks. Let's just see if stars will show up for me. No stars. Well, you're bamboozling me here. All right, nothing to be done, but to just try one other thing. There we are. Now we're talking. Now we're cooking with gas. I know what this looks like. A whole heap and helping of noise and sound. But at least, I can better control it. Look, beholdeth! Ah yes, Stan Dudun, pointing out that pony size is canon, as we saw in the Chip and Dale movie. Although really, could it be that that's canon to a production world? What would happen if in the show? I mean, Chip and Dale, from what I understand, I haven't had a chance to see it yet, is very meta. Very meta. And no service to Peter Pan or the legacy of his actor. So, alright, longevity. Well, here's the thing. Physics, velocity. I want the velocity at 0. Which makes it look like, a rain. Fractal explosive? Twirly vortex. Whoa! Woo! See, I can be trippy and I don't even have to take anything worse than a Diet Pepsi. And a cough. Please pardon me. Confound you, phlegm, be gone. Well, let's try explosive, but let's take the gravity to 0. There we go. So right now, let's zoom in. 400%. Right now, I've got this little ball of nothing. It just looks like it started blah, blah, blah. No, Torterra1324, it is not sad that you never saw Chip and Dale as a kid. It just means you gave yourself an opportunity to see it as an adult. Alright, now let's see if I can't get this texture right. First size, shaded sphere, faded sphere, blah, blah, blah. Cube, tetra, textured, tripolygon. Ah! Textured quad polygon. My goodness. Lens convert, lens fade, lens bubble. Ooh, wait, what about a bubble? Birth size is 1. Death size is 1. Still morbid. Size variation, opacity map constant. Max opacity is 100%. Origin constant. Well, I've created a bubble. And it's red. Zoot the Lord. But here, let's take this size down a little. Here, we'll be at the very origin. Ah, bubbles! See, I want them to be about 0.02? No, much more than that. Earth size, let's say 0.5. Too much. 0.05. Do I hear a 0.1? Yeah, let's make that 0.08. There we go. Now, color map. Random seed particle physics. Let's see here. Producer, position, physics. Size variation is 0 because I don't want these things to splatter all over the place. Now, how can I get these things to scatter? Birth rates. Right now they're just still there. Longevity, velocity. I wonder if there's any... Back to the texture, try polygon. Ooh, ain't that freaky. Animation, explosive, twirly. Twirl for me. Alright, they're not dying. That's good. Lines. Extra. Is this what will make more of them? I need these things to spread out. There we go. And let's bring the producer down a little. Let's see here. Physics, animation, velocity. That brought just about everything to a standstill, I swear. Good evening, the Doctor 4554. Sweetie, you're looking at me trying to be clever, and it may be failing. Quite astoundingly. But by gosh, if I'm gonna do this terribly, I'm gonna do it with an audience. Gravity, resistance, direction, particle type. Let's see here. There's no option to have like a... I mean, I could make it texture polygons. But what I really need is just dots. I just need dots. Lots of little dots. Happy little dots. And let's see here. Source alpha inherent. Random speed. Well, no, I don't want any random speed. Let's see what we can do here. Velocity. Woohoo! Just check this out. Whee! As it is, the dots are blinking, but I don't really want them... I want them to stay fixed. Particle type is a line, a star. See, this is how I can get, like, Princess Celestia to have stars on her mane. And older Twilight Sparkle. But let's see here. Particle... It's all in the birth size. Death size should be 0.08 as well. So keep the size. But basically, inherent velocity, direction, extra. No extras. Alrighty. You know what? It's times like this where you need to consult an expert. And fortunately, there are plenty of those on YouTube. So you're going to hear a sound. This is Sound Duck Film, who I'm looking to for advice. This is one of his videos you're hearing.
You know, Instagram or something?
No, not Instagram.
And let's go to Effect, Simulation, CC Particle World.
All right, well, I will trust his word. Particles, effect. No, I'm pretty sure I tried that already. Simulation, CC Particle World. Well, there is certainly a world of things happening right this red hot minute.
And the first thing we're going to do is kind of maybe scrub through our timeline. We'll type, go ahead and go to the drop down and click on Textured Square.
Okay, we're back to the textured square idea. I'll type textured square. The texture is meant to be the dot. Ho ho ho! Alright, it's not the mask. So at the moment, that texture square. Let's zoom out so we can appreciate the fullness of this. All right, no, this is ridiculous. quite ridiculous. So you know what? We're gonna fix this the only way I know how. I am going to take the Buckyball Stadium, and I'm going. Ah. Well, that was rather huge. Still, just what I need. If my masked image will not work, we will try this. Align it all centered up. And I will save this as way too weird. Common ground. Graphics. Buckball Stadium. A dot. Yes, okay. Now I will take that dot and throw it right back into After Effects. Import footage. Okay. There's the dots. Let's get rid of the old dot. See, isn't it beautiful? Let's see here. I believe there's a way to convert this to a vector, but nah, we're not going to worry about that for a minute. Back to our particle world. Let us try... Well, it's looking slightly less square. There we go. At least they're dots. Now, let's see if I can get this. That 0.08 was a good idea at the beginning. Size variation, 0. Max opacity, 100%. Now, why has it changed it? Something about the color map. Okay. Color at birth, let's make it just a nice pastel blue. And the nice thing is that I can copy the hex code and just make all the colors. Okay. Now we're talking. Birth size, death size, all that, max opacity. Now then, producer. Producer, I need you to go... Whoop. That's the y-axis I need. And a little to the right. And now... Well, now I need to go back and see what I've been missing with everyone in the chat. Cherry Fluff Belly wanting to know would I prefer oranges or grapefruits, and I don't know if there's a double entendre or extra meaning there. But really it comes down to I like oranges, they're sweeter than grapefruits. Less tart. I'm just not a big fan of tart. Producer, physics. Velocity. Let's take that velocity down a little. 0. Viscous. Ooh, that sounds horrifying. Let's see here. Vortex. Well, they all seem to be going the same way. But what happens when there's no gravity? Now, okay, I'm getting to the point where I at least look like I'm semi-know what I'm doing. Uh-oh. Are people saying it's broken? Oh, wait. No, this is the old stream. Okay, there we go. All right. Birth rates. What can we do to spread these all out? Producer. Longevity, producer. Radius, there we are. And I definitely want them to go out. Woohoo! Oh, this thing's squirrely. Ain't it fun to just see how badly I'm handling this thing? And yet, that's part of the fun. I mean, I never want... How do I put this? One of the big heartbreaks for me when I actually got to work at a TV station was that it basically became an assembly line. We didn't get to try anything new. And we weren't really pushing. It was, you get the product done. I guess I just don't want to be that anymore. I want to... If I'm going to do something new, by gosh, I want to make sure it's actually something entertaining. That's why I'm doing this, even though I have next to no idea and have to rely on someone else's stream or videos to tell me what to do. Gojalan, you're heading out. Have a great weekend. Oh, Battleship Agincourt. When was the last time my stomach converted? Oh, it was actually food poisoning not too long ago. I believe the quote from Final Fantasy Machinabridged. He'll be in pure vomit-soaked agony for a while. Oh, I want to die. Boy, that was like, what was it, a month and a half ago at most? Anyway. First size, SI, mass opacity. How are we looking here? Well, I can definitely have the audience royally. So then, velocity, inherent velocity, extra. Well, let's take away extra. I don't need what I need is just enough to fill the stand. Producer, physics, yada, yada, yada. Floor, directional axis, gravity vector. No thanks, I don't think I need those. Max opacity, opacity map, color map. Now comes the hard part. Figuring out how to get these things to just hang there. Floor, angle, birth rate, longevity. So if I make it 0.01... Whoa! Streaming. Position, animation. Let's take it off vortex. What does Fractal Omni do to this? Interesting. Fractal Uni. Ooh. Trippy. question, though. Ooh, that's fun. But how can I change the colors? So he's always out again. Let's see here. Tremonor Naldoran. What your favorite chapter of the MLP, the manga? My favorite chapter would probably be Twilight Sparkle in G1. Because you get to see her dealing with not only an alternate future where she failed to defeat Nightmare Moon, but also seeing this other future with Applejack and the like. But it's not her Applejack. So I find that pretty funny. Birth size, test size, I don't want variations. Pardon me one sec, because I'm going to do just a little bit of a googly Google search. In fact, here, you can all see me try a googly Google search. Go After Effects, Particle World, hold still. Still particles. Here we go. This is from Creative Cow website with an ad. How dare you? Field that's permanent. Depends on the emitter. There's a couple ways of doing this. Blah, blah, blah. Animate the particle count from a high number to 0 over a few frames, like particular. Just set the velocity and the particle life and length of your comp. You will want to adjust the particle opacity constant rather than a default curve. Trap code form, I have no idea what they're talking about. Creating rain over stills, man. People have all manner of stuff. Alright, well, he's saying create a big enough emitter. I feel like I've done that. Animation, gravity, resistance, floor. Texture square, texture time, birth, death. Ah, but you know what? I bet I do need to make this composition much longer. Composition settings. Well, it's certainly a good size. Oh, but it's only 22 seconds long. Let's make this 10 minutes. Okay. What do you got for me now? Oh. Because the goal here getting there. But now I need to add some color variation. I changed its birth to death. Boy, that really... Color at birth. Let's see, what happens if I just change... Yes! And color at death. Again, rather morbid term. Ooh. Yeah, that looks crazy. I'm not crazy about it. See, I'm sure there's a way to... That Little Heart Raccoon, getting some sleep. Have a good night. Let's see, so I put Watching anime is cool and make me want to do too, but then I get intimidated because this is so over my head. Nikki W. I hope if anything I'm showing is that much of this is over my head as well. See, I was hoping that Particle World would be a bit more user-friendly on this. What happens if it's origin? Nope. This is all just experimentation. But you know what? It's not working the way I'd hoped. I had hoped that I could hold everything and just have a bunch of multicolored dots generate outward. That is not happening. Which is frustrating, but you know what? It's okay just to try and fail. See what you may have done different, what you may have done right, what you may have done wrong. Perhaps the whole point of this here particle world is that it's not meant to be held still. It's meant to move. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it, yeah? But we're not going to give up. However, I am going to change tactics. Let's leave this alone for a minute. In fact, let's get rid of this particle world. Maybe it is... What's another way we can do this? Open recent file. Buckball Stadium 2... Double dang, why did they make this so huge? Let's scale this. Don't tell me you can't do that. I've known you to do far more than that. Scale it to, say, 10%. There you go. What madness. What lunacy. Okay, so here's an alternate way we can tackle this problem. I can just create an array of dots and copy them over and over. I find that terribly uninteresting. Let's see here. You might settle with lighter colors. Seeing people's feedback. But at times of whatever you're looking for, it's true, Cosmo and Inspira. Google, in this case, couldn't give me the immediate answer. So, let's just think about this real quick. What can I do for a Klondike bar? No. I think I have an idea. Let's just make a solid line on a new layer. Let's go with the black stroke. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a dashed line. All right, the dash will be 0.1. Whereas the gap will be 0.5. Uh-oh, pinwheel of doom. Brace yourselves. I don't have to save because, quite frankly, I haven't made enough progress to warrant it. Come on now. Don't you turn on me too, Illustrator. I just need to see something, you know? Well, I've slowed down my computer, so let's go through while my computer is trying to process everything. Well, Dreminor, you're right, but sometimes you need to spend that hour just to know you tried everything. And hopefully even my failures can be entertaining. Now, let's increase this gap size. There we go. Now we're starting to see things. Realize it's not looking like much at the moment, but as we increase the gap, individual dots unfold. So, oh. I said individual gaps, what the hey? Now then. So there we've got one row of ponies just like that. And I know it's only black, we'll fix that. Let's make the color. Why don't we just make the stroke that? And let's see here. Cap, arrowheads, profile. Or if I can make this into a new brush. Let's see here. Window brushes. Scatter brush, okay. Size is fixed, spacing. Wow. Let's put it at 300. Hue shift. And I'll make the key color. Well, doesn't seem to wanna. Let's see if this works. Doesn't seem all that's... Maybe I scattered it too much. Apply to strokes. Ah, I see. I see. It's doing the whole line rather than just one. So let's try something different. I've outlined the strokes. Let's try and make you the new scatter brush. Scatter. Random. 100, 100. Spacing, rotation, method. Okay. Give this a try. See, tonight is all about experimenting with new things. And sometimes being a bit disappointed. But that's okay too. Scatter, random pressure, cellular bearing rotation. Nope, you still don't want to do it, huh? Well, fine. You know what? Still gives me a way to just draw. Ooh. Back and forth, back and forth. Doesn't look like much at the moment, does it? Let's see what happens if I outline it, though. So I'm just going to select random dots. And these will be orange. I must do this blindfolded. Mostly because I have no actual idea what I'm doing. Alright. Nope, I don't need more of that. I need some green. There we go. A greeny green. Champ to stay, I haven't really done too much of background pony designs. Mostly because, well, there's such an abundance of ponies at this point. If anything, I'm a little sorry that we've really fallen out of fleshing out of background characters. Right now, oddly, the biggest amount of characterization I've seen from the fandom is shipping Tempest Shadow with Chancellor Naysay. I mean, they both redeemed from their negative outlooks. Although I can't help but feel that there's a tremendous age difference there. Then again, that may be because Naysay comes across as a much older and inflexible fellow. But who knows? I mean, I mostly know the... What was it? The comics that suggested she and Glitter Drops were kind of an item. But of course, in the most open to interpretation way. Well, sweetie, how can I put this? I feel like age does become a factor at certain points, but then also, if both are mature adults, then yeah, they make their own decisions. So, like, a 35-year-old dating a 25-year-old is different than if you just then say, if you shave 10 years off both. Oh, Nikki W. back with ice cream. Excellent. Rocket Raider, which is worse, reflective gold on helmets or burnt orange on everything? I would say burnt orange on everything, because while reflective gold might blind at certain angles, it could still look quite wonderful. But there's that tongue tie. Burnt orange, however, it might look bad at any lighting, any angle, anywhere. Plus, with the reflective gold, at least you can say if it's watching a special event, you can put on shades. There is no protection against gaudy colors on a uniform. And let's see here. Let's see. You know, this is making me think I should take a Skillshare or masterclass or something in After Effects. See if I can't learn a few things to be like, hey, I never knew that. Mostly I just look to YouTube for what I need, and it's come through on many occasions. But not this case. No. Okay, let's select... Well, no. Too bad I can't select like 50%. That would be a neat feature. But would also be so specific. I don't know if it's actually worthwhile. But yeah, we're getting some nice variants here. Let's select the same fill. And I'm just gonna take away some of the selections here. Make sure it's not all grouped up too tight. And let's make you all yellow. But now let's take away some more selections. Because you will get to be a different color. Solid off blue. Let's see, is there any color I've missed in this screenshot? See, I'm betting the animators who put this crowd together in the first place, they'd probably be like, no, see, this is what we did to fill the place up. But, well, I'm just me. I'm just doing things the way I can. As best as we can. Champ to say, wondering what my history with the Toy Story franchise is. I can't claim any deep bond with it. I watched it. I've seen how Toy Story 3 seemed to be a fond farewell. I enjoy Toy Story 4. I would be very suspect if there was suddenly a Toy Story 5, though. Or if it is, you need to give it different toys. New characters. Okay. Now let's just mix these folks up a little. So we want to have a really packed crowd. Oh, and I'm going to save this as Buckball Crowd Adopts. Okay. There, put you here. Goal here is to fill as much space without having too many colors of the same hue nearby. Actually, pardon me one sec. I want to just see about something. If I were to paste this into After Effects, would it do anything? My God. It would add a whole heaping helping of masks. Ooh, that's kind of cool. But no, that's not what I need. You might be thinking, well, gosh, is he going to do this for every crowd? Not so. If this works as I hope, I can do a few other transformative things to make it more fun. Greenie in here. Whoop. There we go. So, let's see here. The Masked Mage, I'm glad you enjoy my content, and, well, if it's been a while, I'm glad to have you back. But yeah, I still work away at things. As people can attest tonight, I try new things and sometimes fail at them. But yeah, even the failures I hope are entertaining. Alright, so we got this cluster of dots. Maybe a little too uniform there at the bottom. Let's get you all out amongst the people. Let's see, I may have overcorrected on the blue. Let's keep a few more true blues in there. Okay. So now I've got a buckball interior. And right between the let's put this as crowd 1. Woohoo! That's big crowd. Oh, Sweetie Balloon, she continues her incremental tyranny. So now, just gonna duplicate these. Just gonna flip them around so that they're not all the same. But I want to try something else. Let's just say, all right, so file, scripts, multi-exporter. Buckball Stadium, 200% scale. We're gonna put this in the buckball. Just gonna call it buckball as I did before. And we want to export layers. Alrighty. And you may be thinking right now, oh my gosh, he's still going with this nightmare on After Effects. And you're right, I am. Because I want to try. I want to try a few crazy ideas. So, I've copied this crowd. We're going to shrink them down. Well, maybe not that much. Let's say 80%. And we're going to move this layer to back there. Perfect. Now, let's see what they have by way of color adjustment. Color. Actually, you know what? There's an even better way. Effects. Color correction. Auto level. Auto. Change to color. Nope, not that one. Effects, color correction. Use. Ah, yes. Let's change the hue. The master hue. Oh, I can make them look really weird. Maybe a little bit more saturation. Maybe a little bit lighter. See, this way I don't have to redraw or recreate all these dots over and over and over. I can have a little bit of fun with them. Or maybe just colorize it. Nope, that makes it all one tint. Let's see here. Draymore, you're wondering, is there a favorite war film you enjoy or may have inspired you to do better? Well, I don't know what you mean by do better. I mean, to my knowledge, I have not started a war, and I plan to keep it that way. But war movie that made an impact. I think Saving Private Ryan really drove home just the sheer horror. My dad and I saw that while on a college tour, trying to pick where I would go, and we couldn't sleep that night. It was so visceral, so graphic. I believe Saving Private Ryan really drives home the sheer horror of war and the price that is paid. But at the same time, it's not a movie I've been eager to revisit. Now, this one, we're going to see if we can make this a little 3D-ish. Nope. Make you a little 3D. Transform X, Y, and Z. X rotation goes yeah. Actually, looking at this, I think this group would be better upside down, rotated this way, and repositioned thusly. Thusly. So that'll fill that group up. And again, we just want to play with the hue saturation just a little. Actually, you know what? On this one, I'll just remove the hue saturation entirely because it's a different group. Better still. I'll take this to 0. Let's just take the saturation down a little because they're in the back seats. They're in the nosebleed section. Huh. Interesting. I created a 3D bin. Well, I certainly didn't mean to. I just wanted to duplicate. Layer. Duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. Real create. True, true, true. Edit, duplicate. There you are. Why it didn't duplicate then, I don't know. Let's see all this stuff. So this is how I'm going to... Wrong one. There we go. This is how I'll try to fill this whole stadium up with the pony peeps. Without having to draw dot after dot after dot after dot. Yes, Vanilla Bean, the ant pony. Lots of dots. All the dots. Cherry Fluff, any questions or suggestions for drawing for the summer? I want you... Here's a challenge for you. Draw an emotion. What does anger look like? Dot, dot, dot. Yep. Ah, Lightning Blissy Boo. The topic today. Yes, Maddie has the right of it. Working on trying to fill out a background. I would also like to include some animated sections. So, but again, it all depends on how much can actually be done. And how much time I'm willing to put in on this. So let's take a quick look back at our boys over in the Buckball crowd. You'll notice the fine folks who do MLP, they included these clapping hands. So let's take that. I'm gonna hide this. File, export, we'll make this a PNG. Buckball Stadium. Clapping hoof. PNG. Export. 150 should be great. Clapping hoof, there you are. in the projects. Woo! Whoa! Quite the big one. But not a problem. Let's make this 20%. Wow, even that's a bit much. Let's make it 3%. That looks about right. Now you may be wondering, what are you going to do with this? First, let's change this here anchor point. No. That's changing the position. I need to change the anchor points. Why do I need to change the anchor points? Because I'm going to do a rotation shift for this thing. Okay. Perhaps it's easier if I isolate this for viewing. There we go. All right. So there's this guy, and when I rotate him, having changed the anchor point, and we'll shorten this clip to just a few frames. Let's say about here. We want the rotation to be nearly vertical. And then back here, back to 0. So, very briefly, it should look something. Oh, it would help if I actually turned on the animation. That would be smart. Okay, so from here, and here, and in between them, rotation. There we go. Wonder why it's only rendering that far. Now I'm going to duplicate that. Layer, transform, flip horizontal. So if these work the way I hope they do, well, right now they're swaying. Hey-oh. Alrighty, you. Your rotations need to be right here. Your goal is not to rotate that way. It is to go negative 23. Now, I'm going to take these two and pre-compose them. Pre-compose. And let's say clapping hooves. Good. Now we're going to layer time, enable time remapping. And if my memory on this is better than it's been with other projects, I just need to go one frame back, add that, get rid of the other, and then Alt-click, loop out. It's looping rather slowly, I must say. Maybe we need to speed this. Maybe we need to speed up the motion. So let's make the midpoint here. 1 second. Two seconds. Gosh. I thought this thing was supposed to crop to just the size. Oh well. Any faster? Well, let's see here. Alright, let's see here. What are folks been up to? A lot of Pie Master jokes. Spoon! Ever... let's see here. Just looking... Uh-oh, we tricked Nikki W into shipping. But don't fight it, Nikki. Just let it take you. Here we go. Time to stop. Let's turn off the time remap for a second. So that should only be about 2 seconds in. 10 frames, 25 to 2 seconds. Okay, composition settings. Your duration is now just 2 seconds. Okay. Layer, time, enable time remapping. Yep, one more time, pun intended. And property. Alright, if this works the way I hope. Yes, excellent. Now, you might think, well, so now it looks like, honestly, it looks like a bunny. But I can now take that, duplicate it, and put it on other portions and colorize it. Ah, Nikki W, you cannot resist the shipping. Let it take you. You'll only hurt yourself for resisting. But sweetie, you're right that a V, that flipping it would look more realistic, but this is how they actually animated it in the show. I guess this pony is just holding its arms wide in a sort of V for victory and bringing them together. Let's see here. Red versus blue conversations. Oh, I do love red versus blue. Although, okay, except for red versus blue Shatter Squad or Zero, that one didn't work the way they hoped, and I'm sorry for that. Effects, color correction. Change to color. Change to color. Yep. Huh. Well, obviously, change the color ain't gonna... There we go. That's not quite right. 195? Man, doesn't make this thing easy. I would say that After Effects may be the most difficult of Adobe programs, although maybe that's based more on my own lack of understanding. Oh, here we go. Let's reset this because I didn't expect it to... Oh, the color to change. Yeah, that's the color I want to change. Okay, now I'm getting what you want me to do. But how close can we make this? Let's make it a little lighter, a little less saturated. There we go. I think that'll... Oh, that'll fool for the time being. Champ to stay. If I could describe myself in one word, what would it be? Reflective. I like to think about things. I like to consider where I am and what's going on, and then make a judgment call from there. I could be angry, but I'll still be reflecting on why I'm angry. There we go. Now this transformation is pretty simple. I think if I take away all and lighten it up, just a little saturation. See, but now I've got three ponies doing a combined clap across the audience. But I've still got a good deal of stadium to cover, so let's leave the clapping for a little bit, and we'll see about the next part. See here. How about you? Not you. Or you. There we go. You two, I shall duplicate. And layer, transform, flip horizontal. Bring you over. Yeah. Ooh, not so. Oh, this is kind of fun. I get to experiment with all these axes. My axis of awesome. There we go. Nice thing is I can layer this all around. Oh, and I guess I can get rid of that darn dot. Didn't work the way I'd hoped. And see, now I can add all manner of effects and start really fleshing out this stadium. And Coach still has the right of it. Let's save our work. Football stadium background. Evangelion 007, did you know the showrunner of Jessica Jones is now in charge of the upcoming Power Rangers? Well, honestly, I only saw a little bit of Jessica Jones, so I don't know what to anticipate there. So mostly I will wish her great success and tune in with some interest. I mean, after all, I watched the original Power Rangers when it was fresh and no one expected it to be the stunning hit it was. I mean, I don't know if y'all might appreciate this. You couldn't get Power Rangers toys. The Megazord, and at the time, Dragon Zord and Titanus, were all sold out everywhere. Everywhere. And were impossible to find. My mom and I lucked out. After dropping my brother and father off at the airport, we swung by a Toys R Us, nostalgia, and just then happened to find it. It was the most amazing stroke of luck. Let's see here. I'm going to transform this one. Transform, flip horizontal. There we go. That's better. Now I'll layer, transform, flip horizontal again. So we managed to find all three and worked it out, the Megazord right then and there. But Dragon Zord and Titanus, I'd have to do some extra work around the house to earn it. And so I did. And it was delightful. Am I talking about the movie of Power Rangers, Bushido Beat? Nope, I'm talking the original. The first time. The Power Rangers, when they were just Mighty Morphin. But everyone just called them Power Rangers because no one could take Mighty Morphin seriously. So back in my day, you couldn't find a Power Ranger for nothing. And it didn't, and it continued for a while, that hunt. Some stores got wise, but I don't know if they were ever in as much demand. Let's see here. I'm gonna up the scale on these a little. So these ponies are closer. Rotate them. In fact, we're going to keep filling out, but don't worry. Because I am going to pre-compose these into one and do a little color correction so it's, again, just a little different across the board. Just a little. And see, this is how you fill up a stadium with adoring fans. And then you just try and add a few extra little bits to make it even more visually appealing. Champ, today I did not suggest a parting gift for Firebrand. My parting gift to him would be puns, and we all know how well he reacts well to those. I have... Oh, Sweetie Bloom continuing her tyrannical donations. Oh, I thought I duplicated you. There we go. So, let's take... Is that everybody? Nope. That's part of the wall. One more, and we'll pre-compose those. Crowd, front, left. Add a little hue saturation. Color correction. Actually, here's a question. What would it look like? Can I invert Leaf color levels. Tone, vibrance, video limiter. No, it doesn't look like I can change the, doesn't look like I can change the, I can't invert the colors is what I'm trying to say. But that's okay. Let's up the saturation a little because they're closer, therefore a little bit more vibrant. And then duplicate, layer, transform, flip horizontal. Hey, that worked out better than I expected. But y'all see how this is coming together? Just save. What's the worst weather situation you've been in? Well, let's see here. That would be, I would say, the blizzard of 2006. It shut the whole of Denver down for, well, several days. But afterwards, all the ice on the roads became compact. So it was just this solid block that everyone was wearing grooves in. And it wasn't until the sun came out that we had any hope of what am I trying to say? Well, that we had any hope of them breaking the ice and melting. Denver had really dropped the ball on having the snowplows ready. And so as a result, people were snowed in for the better part of a week. And I still remember, it felt like everyone was on rails trying to get around the city afterwards. Denver has since learned if there's so much as a flake out there, I'm pretty sure they're going to have the crews out in full force. Now let's see here. Gonna change the size. Let's make this 90%. And rotate it a little. Good. But let's take some of the saturation away from you. Okay. That's too much. Let's change the hues again. There we go. Now for the other guys. And I've just run out of music, but at least you could all hear it this time. I gotta say, get back into streaming this week, it's been something of a comedy of errors. Nothing has quite worked the way I had hoped it would, but hey, I'm still here, I'm still streaming, and I so appreciate that you all have hung out with me. Blue Griffin had a question. Is there a pairing that you don't necessarily ship, but you find it fascinating to explore from a creative standpoint? Well, truth be told, there are a lot of couples you could come up with that would be fascinating from a creative standpoint. I guess to ship is that you would genuinely want to see this happen, that it would be a fascinating experience, but something that's more a study in characters. What's a couple that I've seen a lot? Okay, Brayburn and Spitfire. I've seen people ship them together, and I suspect it's more the fact that they are of a similar coat hue. But what would it be like for so differently mindset ponies? That would be worth, I'd be interested to see that. Okay, saving. How are we looking, everyone? No, there's bits and pieces I might fill in, but I think I've successfully filled the stadium. Rocket Raider? You What, was I too loud? Ah, well, the music dies. Well, let's see here. Still got a little bit of time. So let's shuffle the music for a little bit more. So now the question is, well, okay, the challenge before me is to have a few more, just move these clapping hands, have them in a few other places, maybe get some wavy flags, and I'll tweak the crowd. Let's see, which crowd are you? That one. Let's tweak that crowd because it looks like they've left some empty seats. Rotation, but your position leaves much to be desired. Your bargaining posture is highly dubious. I wonder if that's how I learned the word dubious as a kid, watching Orson Welles as Unicron. Let's see, let's add some similar... Well, I'll just have to go through and maybe adjust the tones on some of these guys. Little tweaks here and there. But this will enable me to have a crowd. It'll be animated. In small ways, just enough to look alive. And I think it'll be visually distinct enough that it won't just look like one collection of dots, but several. Though, man, looking at this group right here, seeing the transition might ease off on the hue change there. And then there's these clapping hooves. This guy, for whatever reason, let's just see if I can't get that lightness. Nope. Too dark. Close. Too light. Maybe it's more saturation. Less saturation. Goodness gracious. It doesn't help that the screen goes all pixelated as I change this. Let's see here. Let's see here. Trinary, you said most of us learned the plastic tips of shoelaces are called aglets, thanks to the Quintesson saying the Troop Poopers was sinister. Oh, to the question. Sorry, I was in Transformers mode. I read question as Quintesson. Well, I didn't even know they were called aglets. Mechanical Azure. Well, I am a fan of all the videos I've made. But one that was most profound and really started my efforts to take a deeper look at things was the Tanks for the Memories and Dealing with Grief. Gravy. I will say, perhaps I'm making things too hard. This is probably a #1 example of me over workaholic, making things harder than they need to be. Alrighty. I think that, no, I don't think... anyone will mind. Whoa, but look at all this. Well, it didn't work the way I planned, but I did fill the stadium. So we'll see what else I can do before I get this video done. Yes, the question of the Huntress. Elizabeth Snowbell, apprehensive about Twitter. That is very, how should I say? That's realistic of you. It's very practical to be apprehensive because Twitter's a crazy place. And it's not always a place for the sharing of truth, which is perhaps its greatest weakness. But, well, we will give it a look. Maybe you don't have to have an account, but you can look at most recent tweets by someone to see if it's something you want to follow. So, and now with this, well, I'm going to keep making tweaks to this, but also get it into the video so I can have my character actually commenting. And we'll just keep going from there. But I hope seeing my multiple attempts and failures was entertaining. Or at least let y'all know that sometimes you don't need to be a master. You just try your best, see what does and doesn't work, and then you go from there. Realizing what you don't know is a good way to then look up ways and say, oh, this is how I do it. Now I know. Oh, and Mechanical Azure, I will say orange juice. I find it slightly sweeter than apple, and the vitamin C is quite a help. In fact, I should probably have some to clear out my throat, get over this darn infection. So, but I am pleased that I was at least able somehow to fill up this stadium. And it's one more step closer to being ready for Common Ground, which was a really fun episode. And I hope my thoughts will be fun to listen to. In the meantime, everyone, I hope you just can have an easy go of it this weekend. Just a chance to be yourselves, be with friends. Happy Father's Day. Anyway, my family doesn't make a big hoopla about Father's Day, but I'll be searching for a gift as best I can. So, all in all, I just want you all to be safe and be well, and have a great weekend. I'm Silver-Quill,